who would have thought Team USA would have Donald Trump fighting for a birthright citizen? Huh?
Yes. Balogun.
Who would have
Florian.
thought? Who would have thought? I mean, we've seen some pretty crazy decisions in a World Cup. I don't think since, what was it, like Garincha, we've seen a decision overruled like this. Team USA player getting a red card, Balogun,
Florian.
for Florian Balogun, which shouldn't have been a red card. We all agree on that. We all agree on that.
He was hard done by.
But the World Cup has never cared about what should have or shouldn't have been. The punishment is doled out. You take it. You got to deal with the punishment. You got to deal with the effects. Turns out, if your president is Donald Trump, and if your country is the United States, and if Infantino's in charge, anything is possible. The impossible is possible, my friend.
FIFA is usually like an African parent. Once you've gotten the punishment, you get the punishment.
Oh yeah, that's
You can't go like, oh, but can I appeal? But mom, you see, no. You get, and then you can talk afterwards. But yeah, what happened with Florian? So we all agreed, hard done by. But political interference into the judicial system of FIFA. FIFA normally comes and takes over your judiciary, not just footballing decisions, but everything from copyright and all this.
Yeah.
And so this was, it's the thing you said, we haven't seen like a country, we haven't seen a host country lean on FIFA like this since 1978, when the dictatorship in Argentina hosted the World Cup. Because even people still say, actually, Holland or the Dutch, led by the famous Johan Cruyff, should have won that final.
Yeah.
But they didn't, because apparently the dictatorship made sure they needed that win, and they leaned on everyone from FIFA down to the referee. That's why people say the first World Cup won by Argentina was very tainted.
I wonder what this does for the conversation around the game. So if you're a Team USA fan, it's great.
Yes, yeah.
I'm happy because I think the red card itself was trash.
Yes, you're saying justice has been served.
Yeah, but then like the way the justice has been served isn't my favorite. You know what it feels like to me? It's almost in many ways like the real justice system, where the rich, powerful kid got off with the crime. But if it was a kid from like a developing nation, a kid who was struggling, they wouldn't have gotten off with this crime. Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten away with it. Because I've always said, I would love for FIFA to go over its rulings, because the World Cup has so few games that they should be able to look at a ruling during the match and say, you know what? That decision actually, maybe that was a little harsh. Maybe that decision was wrong. Maybe that decision, I don't think that decisions should be set in stone like law.
Yes. So, okay, two things.
So for me, I don't mind that they did it with Balogun, but I wish they would do it with other games as well.
So for me, two things. One, first of all, FIFA has always insisted that the referee's decision is sacrosanct. It's sacrosanct. It can't be messed with. It stands as it stands, because FIFA has always been very big at empowering the referees. The referees knowing that our decision is final. So that's disappointing from that end. Another reason is FIFA has always insisted that politics and football should be separate.
Yeah.
I think they recently banned one country, I can't quite remember, it wasn't Kuwait or one of the countries. If your government interferes with the FA of your country, FIFA bans you immediately, automatically. Because they want the government to not interfere in the running of football in any country.
Yeah.
So again, disappointing on that front. But also third and most importantly, I went to law school. I didn't pick up much. But one thing I picked up was justice cannot just be served. Justice needs to be seen to be served. So you can't just make a decision that it has to be seen. So in this case, if you're, again, as I said, if you're maybe Ghana, or if you're a small emerging African country, or if you're Asia, you're going like, so just because we don't have the clout to lean on Gianni Infantino, we can't get decisions with us. It's very, very disappointing.
You see, the Belgian Football Federation put out a post online. They responded, but all they did was they responded with the rules. Because
that's very petty.
Yeah.
And also very
Belgian.
Yes, very Belgian. Yes.
All they did was respond and say, per the rules, regardless of whether FIFA suspends or does, one match ban has to be served for a red card minimum. The player has to miss the next match.
Yes.
That is the rule, and they cannot change that. And so, like FIFA, it almost feels like FIFA has invented a rule.
Yes.
Just for this scenario, they've gone, we haven't overridden the ref, but we've overridden
to mess with the punishment. Yes.
We've overridden the effect of the ref's decision, which is, for all intents and purposes, that is the punishment of the ref.
And I'll say this.
You know what I mean?
Because football has a very cruel and twisted sense of humor. Balogun is going to score in his next game. He might score the winner against Belgium. And now you're going, you know when you watch games and the player who's supposed to have gotten a red card and got away with it, then scores the winner?
And they stay in the game.
Football has such a twisted sense of humor that might happen. Very disappointing, but not unexpected, because we've seen throughout this process. Normally, FIFA is very independent.
Yeah.
But we've seen throughout all this process, the Somali referee, the way they treated the Iranian delegation, the visas they kept denying fans from Africa or from smaller countries. Yeah. We've seen that the US has consistently thrown its weight around. It has consistently bullied FIFA into accepting its decisions. And so for me, when I watched Gianni Infantino at the press conference, when they asked him, aren't you embarrassed by how much you bent over backwards to accommodate the Trump administration? When I watched him go like, FIFA really cannot be in charge of the immigration system. I went like, Gianni, are you kidding me? You always take over the immigration system of the country that's hosting. You did it with Qatar when you invented the hire cards, where people would just come in if they had the hire card. You did it with Russia when you invented the fan pass, where fans, so long as they had the ticket, they could just march straight into Russia. So for me, it's been, people say FIFA is always disappointing. So the bar is on the seafloor, but they've managed to somehow dig under and go under the bar. Very disappointing. Not unexpected, very surprising. But, as I told you, I see Balogun scoring against Belgium, and that's just going to add now fuel to the fire.
It's really
enough to leave you speechless. It really is.
Here's what it is for me. I don't expect them to not make certain decisions. I just would have hoped that they would find a way to make the rulings seem a little bit more equally distributed. Like, I would have liked it if FIFA had just put their thumb on the scale for a few more decisions in this World Cup.
I'll say this.
Then we would go, there's a trend, you know?
Yes.
But look, I mean, all it seems like to me is we've realized that FIFA's real kryptonite, or rather their weakness, is not the power of the country that's hosting the tournament. It's the power of the market that the country has.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Explain.
Because if you think about it, you have FIFA will host its tournament anywhere. Brazil, France,
it has its peak,
South Africa, you name it. There's only one nation in the world where football is nowhere in terms of market share, right? And it's the United States. The United States is one of the biggest markets in the world. Look at how much NFL players earn. Look at how much basketball. NBA stars earn.
Baseball.
They are shocked when they see the followings
that football
players have in the world. Whenever an American athlete sees how popular and how big a footballer is worldwide, they're shocked when they realize sometimes they're earning 3 times their money.
Not just sports players, not just sports or ball players. Everyone. I remember when there was the whole fight about who is bigger, Taylor Swift or Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Who is bigger, Beyonce? Beyonce fans were shocked when people were posting Instagram followers for Ronaldo. They went oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's that. But for me, the one thing I want to say though, for me, this even goes outside. So you're saying FIFA is desperately trying to tap into the American market. I get that. But for me, this goes outside football. It's way bigger than football. Because if the US can throw its weight around at the UN and make the UN bend its rules in a way South Africa can't, in a way Uganda can't, in a way Curaçao can't, then what's FIFA? The US can veto things, the US can do whatever it wants at the UN.
But that is what the big countries do at the UN, not just the United States.
Okay, no, you're right.
You get what I'm saying? That's exactly what they do at the UN.
You're right.
At the UN, if you're not one of the
Russia,
major countries,
China,
you can veto any bill that another country or another, whatever motion another country wishes to pass. It's up to you.
But you're saying when it comes to football particularly?
Yes. What I'm saying is we make it seem like FIFA, like the US leaned on FIFA. I think people are making it seem like FIFA bowed to the US. And I argue Donald Trump and Infantino, it's just quid pro quo. They've gone, this works for both of us.
The interests
Let's keep it going. Trump is going, keep America and its fans happy. Infantino's going, I actually do want America to stay happy because America has paid so much money. How many ads is Christian Pulisic in?
Oh my God!
Think about how much money.
I think it's between him and David Beckham.
Yeah,
I can't
David
turn on
Beckham-
the screen.
David Beckham,
without
David Beckham.
Beckham is just.
David Beckham, I was
He's
counting.
American by now, yes.
I was counting his
Oh my
ads.
God.
It starts in the morning
Yes.
with like coffee and
Yes,
breakfast.
he wakes you up.
And
Yes.
then in the middle of the day, it's like Bank of America and Home Depot. And then by the end of the day, it was like Lenovo AI
yes.
and Stella Artois.
He's in every
and
block. Yes.
Every block has David. You'd swear David Beckham's playing now, by the way.
Yes.
With
you're
how
right.
popular it
Yes.
is. Like I've never seen anything like it. But Christian Pulisic is another
As
one.
well, yes.
And Team USA is another one. Like if you think of the value and like how much this is worth, not just in money now, but like in value of the game. Think about the MLS. Like if we think of this in isolation, I think we can miss the forest from the trees.
Okay.
The longer Messi stays in the World Cup, the better it is for the MLS.
That's true.
The longer the Mexican players stay in the World Cup, the better it is for the MLS.
Yes.
The longer any of these teams, but the
knock-on
longer
effects,
Team
yes.
USA stays in the World Cup, although they have 8 players from Europe, they've also got other players. But now they can say they went into the whatever stage, the World Cup player, the world. It adds value to the MLS. So that adds like it's that what is it? Rising tides lift all boats.
All boats. Lifts all
right?
boats. Yes.
So if you think of the value this is adding to the US, I can see it from everybody's point of view.
It's
Gianni Infantino's going, I can't let this thing.
It's insane.
I can't let this thing cock block all the money I want to make.
It's insane to your point that you're saying, because yesterday I was watching Morocco. I made the mistake. Sorry, I apologize. I made the mistake of watching the Morocco versus Canada game on Fox, and Morocco scored, and the commenter went like, Morocco takes the lead on this 4th of July holiday. And I went like, what? What does 4th of July have to do with Morocco at all? But it's the thing you're saying. That it's more profitable to see everything through the prism of the US. Yes.